Hi, Connor Gunn here from Lethbridge News Now. Welcome to the weekly from LNN, where we go over some of the biggest stories from this past week and what you can look forward to this weekend. Quarantine rules have been changed for Albertans who have received at least one dose of a COVID vaccine. If you have both doses of a COVID vaccine and are linked to a case, you don't have to isolate unless you show symptoms. And if you have one dose of a COVID vaccine and are linked to a case, the quarantine period has been shortened from 14 days to now 10 days if you don't show any symptoms. 5 people who got their COVID vaccines at Exhibition Park on April 29th didn't actually get a COVID vaccine. AHS says they were mistakenly given a water saline solution, but although that's part of the final vaccine product, these doses are likely ineffective. According to AHS, the 5 people are not likely to see any harm, and they're reaching out to those impacted to get another shot. Apologies are being made, and AHS is committing to being more careful with vaccine doses. Lethbridge police are investigating 2 fires on the city's south end that have been deemed suspicious. On Tuesday afternoon, just before 2:30, crews responded to a blaze in the 500 block of 12th Street South, where a couch was on fire in an alley. About 15 minutes later, firefighters responded to a fire in the 600 block of 5th Street South. A couch fire spread to a nearby shed, vehicle and fence, and a nearby detached garage. Crews were able to extinguish the flames before the house caught on fire, and the investigation into both fires is ongoing. The province is giving $370 million in grants to create jobs. More than 22,000 Albertans will be able to return to work through the largest jobs training program in the province's history. Employers can apply for a grant that covers 25% of an employee's salary for a 52-week period to a maximum of $25,000 per employee. To learn to apply and see if you're eligible, go to the story at lethbridgenewsnow.com. AHS announced on Monday that drive-in shows are permitted to go ahead. Over the weekend, multiple drive-in shows across Alberta were cancelled abruptly by AHS. Attendees must be from the same household and must remain in their car unless to use the washroom. Starting next week, the Movie Mill in Lethbridge will offer show times throughout the summer months. Families and students around Lethbridge received quite a generous delivery on Wednesday. Connecting our community, Lethbridge, LPS and the Soup Kitchen joined forces to deliver a food package to 50 families who have children going to school. The food was donated by the community and non-profit organizations. LPS student resource officers helped deliver the packages throughout the day. Well, in some rare positive COVID news, COVID cases have dropped drastically over the past week. 4 days in a row, province-wide cases have been under 1,000 new infections. In Lethbridge, from seeing 30 new daily cases last week on average, the city has seen around 10 daily cases over the past week. And nearly 1 week ago, active cases in the city were around 400, which is now down to 260. Province officials have seen this drop in cases and hopes that the region can keep this trend moving in the right direction. If the pandemic suddenly came to an end and all restrictions were lifted, what's the first thing you'd do? Today's LNN Poll asks that same question and gives you 11 different options to pick. Tell us your thoughts by going to the poll section of Lethbridge News Now or on our mobile app. We'll report the results on Tuesday morning. Well, those are just a few of the stories we've been covering this week. To stay up to date on the latest local and regional news, head over to lethbridgenewsnow.com or find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and our Lethbridge News Now mobile app. If you have any stories or topics that you'd like us to follow, well, send us a message. Thanks for watching, and tune in next Friday for another edition of The Weekly with me, Connor Gunn. Have a great weekend.